there, man. Welcome back to Legendary TV. Never Spell Legend, never Son of Legend. And today, we've got another video from Pointless Hub. Hold up. Jesus, I got it down there. The worst time travel movie. And from what I saw from the thumbnail, I think it's going to be talking about Tomorrow War. I haven't seen it. I've heard of it, like through ads on YouTube. It was like acting like it was like a big thing back then. But for me, I don't know. It just wasn't for me personally. Like, it just looked like another futuristic war movie. Like, it could be literally anything. Chris Pratt, pretty much. But yeah, like, I mean, I should have known it would have time travel in there. Because again, I never seen it. Like, I had no idea what the movie was going to be about other than war in the future. So, yeah. See what Cody's going to be talking about today. Let's check out his opinion.
Time travel. Time travel is messy. Time travel is hard to write. If you include time travel in any story, you're just inviting the audience to dissect it like a frog. That plot better be airtight, or else someone is gonna exploit the cracks and this whole plane is coming down. There's common sense rules when it comes to time travel, right? Simple stuff like, don't kill your own grandpa or you won't exist. Don't do anything Marty McFly did in Back to the Future. Don't go back in time to stop something from happening, because if it never happens, then you'd never have to go back in time in the first place, which means that you didn't stop it from happening.
It's complicated. Like, really complicated. And I think, what was it? Dragon Ball Super with the time ring? Like, there was a death battle, Goku Black versus Flash. And they mentioned something about the time ring. Like, even if you kill him, he, like, exists at, like, another point in time. And that's confusing. It's so confusing. I never read or watched the Dragon Ball Super and... jeez. Like, time travel, I mean, it's cool. But at the same time, you just gotta be consistent with the rules. Sometimes moving on.
Which creates a paradox, so the universe explodes. We have these narrative rules, and that's cool and all, but time travel is really just a storytelling device at the end of the day. The point of Terminator isn't that robots are creating a paradox by trying to kill Sarah Connor. The point of Terminator is, he's big and scary. Time travel stories are about the storytelling, the characters, the theme. And if a movie is good enough, it just feels really lame to point out the inconsistencies. Luckily, the Tomorrow War sucks.
Not even surprised.
The April 15th tax deadline is coming fast. You can skip the line, and a TurboTax expert can do your tax.
My lord, what are these asides? Got like 2 parts hanging. Jeez, I would love to check out those behind the scenes for this movie, cause like that's like the most generic looking aliens I've ever seen. But that's just me though. So.
Amazon Prime original The Tomorrow War is a 2021 sci-fi thriller starring Chris Pratt that you probably forgot existed until clicking on this video. It's not the worst movie ever made. If you like PG-13 action slop, then there's something here for you. It has decent acting, some relatable moments. It certainly looks expensive, but as a movie whose entire plot revolves around time travel, it is incomprehensible. Hey, I can fly! When I say The Tomorrow War is the worst time travel movie, I mean that it is the worst time travel movie. The plot of this movie is about people coming from the future to take people from the past to fight in a war to save the future.
Well, that sucks.
Now, right.
So So wait. I'm from the future. Went to the past, grabbed like my grandpa just because, bring him here and have a fight in a war. There is like so many ways that could go so wrong, but I'm not trying to rant.
Right off the bat, you might have a question. Like, if they send people from the past into the future, wouldn't that change the future in a lot of ways? That's a good question.
Right. Does it?
The Tomorrow War begins in December 2022, where we meet John Mario, an everyday veteran rocking the suburbs. Everyone is watching the World Cup during Christmas because FIFA is corrupt and awarded the games to Qatar, where the audience would have fried to death if this was the summer.
Oh my god, it's like standing on the sun!
During the most important moment of the match, a bunch of people spawn in to ruin everything, like the world's most expensive streaker. They say they're from the future year of 2051, and say that in 30 years, everyone will be wiped out by alien monster bugs. So many have died in...
Wait a minute. Because I guess they didn't know the origin of the sort. Like, I don't know, because maybe I'm just thinking, like, they could have just went back in time. Or, hold on. If they could, like, find the origin of where the aliens come from, they would just went back in time and just commit genocide. But hey, that's just me, though. That's just
fact that they now have to draft us, I guess. Buenos Aires has been wiped off the map, so you better do your part to save Super Earth.
That's it. That's like that, bro. Yo, nah, cause crazy. Cause I just saw that movie a few months back. Like he already knows what I'm thinking. Where those airs that blew up, maybe thought about the bugs. It's crazy.
It's quite the premise. It's interesting, that's for sure. But so was Rubber, and that was about a tire that made people's heads explode. There's really just so much to unpack here. For one, everyone just immediately accepts this. The movie has a time skip going from this lady telling everyone they're from the future to a year later, where apparently the world's governments just believed them at their word.
We are you. 30 years in the future.
The next year.
12 months ago, we had no idea how those words would change everything about our daily lives.
Why the hell would anyone go along with this? This would be seen as the biggest hoax, a government psyop, a promotional stunt for Amazon. Even if the governments believed the future people, it's not like your average person would. Normal people have never seen what the monsters even look like. The future people intentionally don't show people what the monsters are before they're people intentionally don't show people what the monster.
Is that supposed to be like hey, like things like the things attached on his back? Hey, I don't even know. Like that. I mean, that is something though. That really is something. That's crazy.
Monsters are before they're deployed.
The consensus was that if the public saw what they'd face when they reached the future, it would become virtually impossible to fill that hunger.
How did anyone believe them? Did they whip out the sports almanac and say the Tigers are gonna win the World Series? Whatever it was convincing enough to get the whole world on board, really on board. Every country set their differences aside and sent their entire militaries into the future,
even North Korea?
Where they didn't come back.
Even Iran?
Were dashed as only a handful of troops survived.
What? Between this Christmas party and the time skip, every military on Earth died in the future. So many troops have died, they are now drafting civilians. The survival rate is 30%.
Stop exploding, you cowards!
How does any of this work? It would be anarchy. Granted, there are riots and protests, sure, but how did everyone sit back and watch as every military personnel disappeared into a random portal and just never came back? Did they collectively shrug and go, "Ah, that sucks. Guess we're getting conscripted now"? Civilization would break down. Whoever voted to send people into the future would be immediately voted out of office. Even if the military took over, they wouldn't accept these casualty rates. They would just refuse to send people to go die. These casualty numbers are only acceptable if the enemy is literally at the gates, not in some vague future 30 years from now. People don't think that far ahead. Most politicians don't even think a year in the future. The Tomorrow War in the first few minutes introduces a premise so fundamentally flawed, it fucks up how humans...
Okay. So...
A premise so
You just have people dropping from the sky? No parachutes? He's gonna have them
flawed.
Have them fall to their deaths. You telling me like you could have like built a doorway, probably the size of that wall thing, probably the size of this door, maybe. Like, dang. What I'm saying is, you could have. There were like so many other ways to go about it. Like a portal from above without parachutes. Like, come on now. Well, jeez, I'm like, hey, 5 minutes into this video, this is just breaking my head.
It fucks up how humans even work. I'm kind of glad this is so stupid and over the top, though, because it's really a great example of how the Tomorrow War's writing works.
Mature celebration?
The movie wants the premise of untrained civilians that get transported into the future. But the only way that works is if the army isn't fighting the monsters. And the only way the army isn't fighting the monsters is if they're all dead. Therefore, every military in the world has to be wiped out before the story even begins, so Chris Pratt can fight a bunch of Cloverfield monsters with Gale the Snail.
She's mashing it.
B must happen, therefore A. Even if A doesn't make a lick of sense, this is going to be a running theme. Hi, I'm Bill Billions, money guy with the money.
You know what?
Do you know why I have so much money? Because I budget. How do I budget? Well, I track what I spend with Rocket Money, the sponsor of today's video. What's Rocket Money? Well, I'm getting to that.
Everyone's heard of it
is a personal finance app that helps you keep an eye on where your money is going. It can monitor your spending, provide insights on where to cut back, and it can even help cancel subscriptions you're paying for that you've forgotten about. Luckily, Rocket Money consolidates all of...
Okay, not gonna lie. Even when I had a job, I probably had like 3 subscription services. At least I made it work, you know? Just kind of start buying like at the start of the month or so. It's like Amazon, Crunchyroll, PlayStation Plus. Cause I'm one of those people. I be hopping on GTA, you know. So yeah, moving on.
My subscriptions into a single list and tells me if there's a subscription I may have forgotten to cancel. I even had money stolen out of my account, and the one who first informed me wasn't my own bank, it was Rocket Money. Out of character, that actually did happen. Last year, Rocket Money caught that my debit card was stolen before my own bank. Since then, I have trusted Rocket Money even more.
That is crazy.
And I always recommend them. So why not download
Rocket Money now?
Try Rocket Money for free or unlock more features with premium at rocketmoney.com/pointlesshub. Now, if you don't mind me, I gotta go cancel like 20 subscriptions I forgot I had. Whoops.
Dang.
Guardians of the Galaxy is a high school science teacher who just can't get his students motivated. They're just all so sad because the world will end in 30 years. Who needs science? They're all gonna die anyway.
School, grades, college, it's all bullshit. We lose.
One, I find it really funny they're just now bringing this up a year into the conflict. Like nobody ever discussed this after the army was wiped out. Anyway, Zero Dark 30 gets drafted since it turns out he's a potential time travel candidate. Apparently, the only way to be a time travel candidate is if you are dead in the future. Because if there were 2 of you at the same time, that would create a paradox, of course. And we can't have that, even though this entire movie is fucking paradoxes. Garfield's gonna die in 7 years, so he's good to go. The way the future people run the whole operation is just baffling, to be honest. These draftees have to wear the clothes off their backs and are given like 5 minutes of training with a gun. Andy Dwyer's group gets even less training because somehow the future is in trouble.
Because why not?
Like an alarm goes off because something bad is happening, so the past people need to get transported right now.
The research facility is under attack. If it's lost, the war is lost.
Did you not have anyone else better as reinforcements other than these people? Is there nobody else in America? Everyone gets dropped into the future with nothing more than a gun and a peck on the cheek. And I do mean dropped, literally. The future people fuck up the wormhole somehow, so all these people get teleported 1,000 feet in the air and plummet to their death.
Right.
Whoops. Maybe this is why the casualty rate is so high. Maybe it's not even the monsters. These guys are just incompetent.
This portal issues.
The way they talk about the aliens, you kind of figure this is an Independence Day situation. Some advanced civilization laid waste to the cities. But no, the aliens are really just monsters. These are the white spikes. They just shoot spikes out of their tails. As much as I do think these designs are creepy and their introduction was pretty well done, I'll give the movie credit.
This is Lovable, the AI app builder that turns ideas into reality. From small side projects to enterprise tools, from consumer apps to platforms that scale, built in minutes.
So wait, you use fire to help the woods?
Prescribed fires not only help our forest and animals,
I can't praise them too much because we have really seen these designs done over and over again. These are just the Cloverfield babies mixed with a cat, mixed with a xenomorph. Even though their concept is kind of derivative, cat mixed with a xenomorph. Even though their concept...
They can glide? I'm not gonna lie. Even though it feels a little copy and pasted, that is tough. It's like the wolf from Rampage, literally. Like anything that glides, that's tough in my book.
Is kind of derivative and generic. They're the best part of the movie. Mario and friends have to go save some scientists at Black Mesa, or else all hope will be lost. In true Black Mesa fashion, all the scientists are dead. So now our gang has to go and fight through the ruins to get some really important research that will save humanity before the military bombs the city for some reason. Could they not just call off the bombs? No? Okay.
No.
If there's only 500,000 humans left, and as we learn later, the most important place is in the middle of the ocean. Why did they even have this important research station in the middle of Miami? Why were you people still here? Anyway, after nearly being teen-killed, Stomping Koopas wakes up and finds out that the mission commander, the one in charge of this whole operation, is actually his daughter. Ooh. I don't know how to put this very lightly, but, his daughter's kind of stupid. The movie doesn't say she's stupid, of course. She's actually a genius in this world. She even invented the wormhole machine. But this world is stupid.
But
and this movie is stupid. So what it considers clever and smart is actually dumb and wrong. She tells him that she brought him here for a reason. To bring back a poison that will kill the aliens when they eventually arrive.
I didn't in any way bring you here because I wanted to spend time with my father. I brought you here for a reason.
Which, no she didn't. He was just randomly selected to be drafted. The whole process seemed very impersonal and routine,
it could have been literally anyone!
Because he was just one of many sent to the front. The army people even asked if he had any kids. They didn't know who he was.
You'd want us to verify exactly who your family is?
She's mad because sometime in the future from 2021, not future, Chris Pratt gets so mad he doesn't get a promotion, he divorces his wife, and dies in a car crash.
Hey!
You see, Chris Pratt's dad, J.K. Simmons, abandoned Chris Pratt when he was a child because of Vietnam. So of course, in the bad future, Chris Pratt will abandon his family too, because it's like poetry. Omni-Man left assumingly when Chris Pratt was a child. But Chris Pratt really doesn't abandon his family. It just sounds like him and her mom got a divorce when she was 14. The movie's going, see, it's the same thing, but it's really not. Not at all.
I know for a fact I would never leave you.
This is Lovable, the AI app builder that turns ideas into reality. From small side projects to enterprise tools, from consumer apps to platforms that scale, built in minutes.
So wait, you use fire to help the woods?
Prescribed fires not only help our forest and animals, it creates and protects.
I haven't seen that ad more than I see my
So
family.
they capture an alien queen for the thrill of the hunt and bring her back to Big Shell from Metal Gear Solid 2. The two slowly bond over science like you do. And they get so wrapped up in family bonding, well, wouldn't you know it, they just forget to resedate the alien queen sleeping in the corner.
That's
allowing
the queen?
the monster to cull the swarm and kill everybody. This giant f***up is never reflected on by the movie ever again. Daughter dies, Chris Pratt goes back to his own time, and the aliens break the time machine. There's no getting back to the future. This is the movie's obligatory all is lost moment, for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, sure, you can't return to the future anymore, but that world's pretty much gone anyway. Chris Pratt has the toxin. He could just go to, like, a military figure or someone in the government and say, hey, I have this toxin that kills them. We should save it for when the aliens show up. My daughter died for this. But nope, he doesn't. He just goes home. He tells his wife about his grand day out. Okay, so everybody seems to know that the aliens first appeared in Russia in 2048, right? Nobody knows where they came from. There's no satellite footage of them arriving in 2048, and nobody saw them come down like the Autobots and Transformers. It's all a big mystery. All they know is that the aliens appeared in Siberia, and that was it. So his wife figures the whole thing out.
Just because they attacked in 2048 doesn't mean that's when they got here.
Holy shit.
She has had nothing to do with the story this entire time. She has had no unique information compared to anyone else in this world. All she does is use common sense to think that maybe, just maybe, the aliens arrived before 2048. Nobody on the entire planet, in the present or future, ever once thought that the aliens could have arrived before 2048. You know what this means, right? It means all of this was pointless.
Right!
If the future people had just pieced together the information they were given about the aliens for like 5 seconds, they would have thought to use their f***ing time machine to go back to when they first arrived, search for the aliens in Russia. Instead, they used their time machine to draft their grandparents and send them into the future to be eaten by Cloverfield monsters. Maybe all that brain rot really did take its toll on the Zoomers. Speaking of really bad plans, the whole end of this movie. So they find the alien ship, right? Chris Pratt and the gang all prep to end the alien threat once and for all. It does not go well. They kill a few of them, sure, but the Queen escapes, so Chris Pratt has to fight her to the death. Because this is a movie, it comes down to the last second, and he wins, of course, saves the world, all that good stuff. But think of how unimaginably reckless this is. They could have just sent in some special forces or something, told the military, but they didn't because, and I'm not even joking here, the government is too embroiled in bureaucracy.
Go tell the UN and they can talk about it till we're all dead.
Our heroes blow up the alien spaceship and kill the Queen. The movie ends with Chris Pratt happy that he saved the future, which means that the war never happened. You see the issue with that too, right? For a movie about time travel, we never learn how this timeline actually works. Is there just one timeline? That wouldn't really make sense. All these people were told they were gonna die before the 2050s, just like Chris Pratt. They're gonna die from stuff like cancer or choking on a chicken nugget, but then they don't die from that stuff. They actually all die in 2051 from alien monsters, or getting dropped from the battle bus without a parachute. So many people don't come back to the present to live their lives. There's no death certificate for them. So in that case, where did these certificates come from? How can the Army learn how and when someone will die enough to deny them that information? In fact,
how do I die?
Can't share that information, sir.
If that person is just gonna get killed in future Miami anyway, there has to be multiple timelines here, right? Even if the movie doesn't say, there's no way this is a single timeline. That'd just break my brain. The only thing I can think of is that these records come from a timeline where the future people didn't go back in time. An unaltered, pure timeline without the war. Which means that these Army people aren't getting records from the future, they're getting records from their own past that's in an entirely different timeline. Their own timeline. Which means there is no way the people from the past and the people from the future share the same timeline. Like, these are not people fighting for the future. In fact, these two groups are not related to each other at all. The future people had histories with entirely different people who lived and died before the aliens. And the past people will have kids that won't fight alien monsters. Really, for the people of the 2020s, they are simply fighting a war in an alternate reality that is already lost. Was this the intended way that time travel was meant to work? I don't know. It's something that kind of makes sense, I guess, once you dissect it. Multiple alternate universes affecting one another and creating new timelines, but the movie never once tries to clarify any of it. In fact, this just seems like one singular timeline. From what we're given by the text alone, every day, every hour in the world of the Tomorrow War, the future people are creating paradoxes that would utterly annihilate the reality of any other universe. The only way I could rationalize the plot was by inserting my own ideas into the film. Is it canon? Is it not? Who's to say? I kinda hope I'm wrong, because it would make this entire thing way funnier.
Everywhere I go, heads turning, looking at me like...
Director Chris McKay had a few things to say about the time travel itself. He said a lot of things, but the real gist was don't think about it.
He goes to a briefing on time travel, he gets a little bit of some briefing about the way time travel works, but then he's off. We can't explain to you all the principles of flight. You're just gonna get in this plane and we're gonna take off. We're gonna see how far we can get.
That would be fine in most movies. You don't need to have the time travel be flawless for a movie to be good. But if time travel is central to the plot, it at least has to make sense. Instead, we're left with a timeline so utterly incomprehensible, its own director simply hand waves away any thought about it.
Really, since the movie also isn't one of those movies where the time travel mechanics are used in the solving of the problem of the movie, I also felt like we don't need to necessarily explain.
But really, you know, at the end of the day, the Tomorrow War is about family. It's about Chris Pratt learning not to leave them.
This movie is somewhat of a character study of Chris Pratt's character. So,
in the end, he learns to see what was right in front of him all along.
Because my best future, it turns out.
Gotta fight a war to figure that one out?
It's so weird that the movie acts like this was some major character flaw for him to overcome. He loses a job opportunity, I guess, but none of what's established here implies he hates his life over it.
You never seemed happy with your life.
There was no tension early on between him and his wife. He loves his daughter. He seems very content. So when the movie says he leaves his family sometime in the future, it doesn't even feel like something his character would do. Chris Pratt is introduced as too good of a guy. This is not a man who would leave his family. He hates his dad openly for abandoning him as a kid. If the point of the movie was about this character and not the whole time travel war, then it should have planted seeds earlier on that showed he was on this path before getting deployed. I thought if anything, the war was gonna be the thing that changes Chris Pratt. You know, like how Vietnam changed his dad. It's like the movie almost makes a parallel. Like Chris Pratt is very visibly distraught coming home. and then it just drops it. Yeah, he's actually mentally fine. This did not affect him at all. From our perspective, Chris Pratt is the same guy at the start as he is at the end. The Tomorrow War wants to be a time travel movie that you don't think about, so you can watch action you've seen countless times before with characters you don't care about at all. Maybe I'm being too harsh though. This is an Amazon original after all. War of the Worlds was an Amazon original, and I called that the best movie ever made.
My own son is hacking the government.
It's not like this even got that bad of reviews. 6 out of 10? 50%? That's not the worst thing. Yeah, that's true. This is a decent movie for a streaming service. But here's the thing, it wasn't meant for streaming.
What?
That's right, The Tomorrow War was meant for theaters. This was made by Paramount. It has a budget of $200 million. This was intended to be big, but then, well, you know, with movie theaters closed and the future unclear, The Tomorrow War was sold to Amazon, where it was promoted to death and released K-pop Demon Hunter style. Was it a success? I mean, maybe. A lot of people watched it, and many reacted with a collective meh. This is decent as second screen material while playing Animal Crossing. Something you would have on and then just like never think about again. Hell, 2021 was certainly a gas leak year because even when I first watched this, I didn't even think it was that bad. I even watched it wanting to make a video, but I didn't because I didn't think it was funny enough to talk about. What was wrong with me? I think I just really went in with low expectations. I expected something horrific, and this movie is just not that. It's a decent Amazon Prime original, and I think that's what everyone else thought too. Even a few years ago, a big movie coming to streaming was a rarity. So it being an original that you could watch from your couch and turn your brain off really lowered the bar. And there's no better proof for that than the reviews.
I wish I could turn
I'd say a lot of reviews went pretty easy on it. Some were just downright insane. I would not call this a salute to working class heroism like Polygon did, or call Chris Pratt's character too blue collar.
What?
He's a science teacher. Fighting aliens in the future. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't even
There's
know.
arguments about whether the movie was too much about global warming or not enough about global warming. Most reviews just kind of accepted this as an original and nothing more. So I kind of wonder, what if this had been released as it was intended? Would the reception have been as positive?
I guess it would have been
I don't think
flopped,
so.
I guess?
think we as viewers go easy on something we don't actively pay money for. Maybe in the timeline where the virus didn't happen, the Tomorrow War was one of the biggest jokes of 2021. A sign of a dying industry. CGI slop meant for the lowest common denominator. In a normal time, this might have been a joke. In the 2021 we got, though, this was like the 10th most interesting thing of the month. Meh was really the best reception this project could have got. What I'm getting at here is that for the Tomorrow War, a global pandemic was the best thing that could have happened.
I guess. Time Splitters was a good game. Man, I need to play that. I need to check it out. Time Splitters. But yeah, the worst time travel movie. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I might check it out for myself and see. Do I think it's okay? But other than that, Phil Legend signing off. Good day. You